Hello again, my darlings. We're going to continue learning how to do the annotated bibliography, and this time we are going to work with with citing websites. Now, citing books isn't actually that hard. You only need about 5 things, and the law requires, if it's printed in the USA, that it have certain type of information and it have it in these places. That is not the case with websites. Websites don't really have very much, very many rules on where you put what. You can put something at the very bottom. You can put something in the About Us. You can put something in the Contact Us. You can put something, anywhere you please. Sometimes it's at the top. Sometimes it's at the bottom. Sometimes you spend 15 minutes looking for something that just isn't there, that they don't have. You don't have that information. So that is what can make working with websites a little difficult. I'm going to walk you through how to do basic websites today, but there is a chance that you're going to have questions that this video doesn't answer. That's okay. Please make sure you ask me. Asking me will help save a lot of grief later on for both of us. Okay, so once again, make sure that you are in MLA and make sure you click Add Citation Source. So we got here by being in the annotated bibliography, and we got here by going to Tools. There we go, and Citations. So here we are. We're going to add another source. This time, we're adding a website. Okay, so first thing we need to add is the author. Now, if you have a person, go ahead and add the person. If you have a couple persons, go ahead and add those persons. Mine doesn't happen to have a person. Mine is a company, the Associated Press. So that's a whole bunch of journalists worked on this. Furthermore, I believe it's biography.com, maybe history.com just talks about the editors at history.com wrote this. If that is the case, you are going to click corporation or organization and write the Associated Press or whatever it is who wrote your work. If you can't find a company, it doesn't say authored by, or it doesn't say who contributed or wrote, and you've searched everywhere, you've searched contacts, you've searched the top, you've searched the bottom, you've searched everywhere you possibly could, and you've even gone to like other outside websites just in case that would clue you in. You cannot find any sort of author. That is okay. Skip it. If you don't have an author, if you are missing any of the things that I'm about to go over today, skip it. Not every website will have every part, and that doesn't mean it's a bad website necessarily. It just means that they didn't prioritize adding that information. I do happen to have an author. My author is a corporation, so I clicked author, the Associated Press. Once again, if you have any type of other thing, click that. And if you don't have it, skip it. Okay, when it says title, what they want is the title of the article, the title of the page of that specific part that you're looking at. So on this website, there are a whole bunch of different pages. The page I'm looking at right now is this one, okay? So this is the entire website, and this is the title of just the page I'm looking for. That is the title I need. So I am going to write down. Now, it drives me crazy that AP News does not capitalize their pandemic, does not capitalize their titles. I will get over it. However they write it is the way that you should write it. When in doubt, when it comes to capitalizing, it's probably better that you capitalize as opposed to not. Most titles have capital words in them, except for little words like in and the. If you accidentally capitalize those, I'm probably not going to take off points. But if you didn't capitalize something that should be, if I didn't capitalize the US, that is an area where you can lose quite a few points. So please be aware of that. Okay, the website title is the title of the whole shebang. What is the title of this whole website? So sometimes you can kind of see it up here. Sometimes for me, it's right here. If you can't find it in any of those places, scroll all the way down to the very, very bottom, past all the ads, past all the comments, to the very bottom. And a lot of times you'll find something that will clue you in there. And it's not going to work. Okay. So here I can see AP News. So AP News is the title of my website. Come back here. There we go. Okay, so the publisher. Nowadays, most of the websites we're using for our research are going to be owned by a company, are going to be owned, or the information is going to be copyrighted. So the publisher is usually found at the very bottom, and I like to look for the copyright. The copyright will usually have a year, and then it tells who it's copyrighted to. And whoever it's copyrighted to is who I say is the publisher. So that's going to be the Associated Press for me. If it gives a couple different publishers, you can add all of them. I believe that biography.com might be owned by history.com. I could have that flip-flopped, but just be aware, the parent companies. I think both of them are owned by A&E, so I would probably pick A&E Television. All right. Keep in mind that a lot of times if you are a company, you are naming your website after yourself. So it's not uncommon to have the same thing here that you do here. So if that's the case, don't worry about it. Put them both down. All right, URL you should be fairly familiar with. Just come up here, do a Control C, come down here, do a Control V, and done. Okay, publish day, month, and year. A lot of times you only get the copyright year. If that's all you have, put down the year. A lot of times you might have a last updated, and if it gives you a last updated day, month, and year, put that down. If it gives you just a last updated month and year, put those down, skip day. Whatever they give you, put down. I happen to have both because this is a recently published newspaper. So this is the 13th, January 2021. If for some reason I have multiple copyright years, pick the one that is the most recent. And again, if all you have is the year, no worries. That's all you have. Accessed day. That is basically the day that you went to the information and you went to the website. And the reason they have this is because, let's say they update the information later on. We know when the last time you were on it was. And so if they changed information on you, it's not your problem because according to the website on this day, this was the correct information. So for our sakes, just go ahead and put down today's date. So for us this year, that is the 19th of January, 2021. Again, I'm not quite sure what Google means by short title, but we don't need it. We are going to go ahead and click add citation source, and here it is. Okay. Now, eventually, when we get all of our sources in, we are going to click insert bibliography, and it's going to give all of us all of the sources information. And another thing it does, which is awesome, is that it indents this area, which is hard to do. So go ahead, get all your sources in. There is one other thing that I want to show you real quick on how to add in the database. So if you have any databases, make sure you check out that video. And as always, this websites are really hard and really frustrating. Of all of the sources, they're the hardest. So please, please, please let me know. I am happy to answer those questions. And sometimes me and you will just guess. Thank you for your time.